So my name is Karen Edwards. I am an NHS nurse manager as well as a travel influencer and mum to 2 little ones.
Lovely. Thanks for that, Karen. So, first of all, everybody always gets really excited when the sun comes out. And does sometimes this excitement mean that people get a bit careless about looking after themselves in the sun?
Yeah, potentially. They say like 8 in 10 Brits don't actually apply enough sunscreen or apply it at all for that matter. And in fact, it's not just the sunny days that we need to worry about. They say that about 90% of UV rays can pass through light clouds. So when you're outside on a relatively nice day but it's still cloudy, you actually still need to put sunscreen on.
That's a surprising thing, I think, isn't it, that comes through, that actually it doesn't need to look gloriously sunny outside to do the damage with the UV rays.
Exactly that. They say that melanoma is up by 128% in the UK. So the facts are in the figures, essentially, that we're not protecting our skin enough from, like you mentioned, UV rays. You have something called UVA and UVB. UVA hits the skin surface and UVB actually penetrates the skin into the epidermis. So we need to be wearing like a once a day sunscreen, something like Calypso, to protect us from those types of rays all day, really.
Why don't you think people know how to apply sunscreen as recommended?
Well, it's the common misconception that it only goes with a sunny day, and I think because they think we live in England, that we don't need it because it's not such a sunny destination. But climate change is changing the way our summers are, and they're much hotter, and we're getting random spurts of hot days in times like February and April. I don't know if you remember that quick sort of hot snap that we had in February. So things are changing with the weather, and people's mentality also need to change with that to keep themselves protected, essentially.
Yeah, that hot spell certainly came as a bit of a surprise, really, but was very welcome.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a lot of these sunscreens on the market, all different factors and different prices, and the vast range can actually be quite confusing for people?
Yeah, absolutely. But let's just put it simply. We should be using a minimum of SPF 30 on our skin. And like I mentioned, there's lots of brands out there. There's some that are more expensive than others. But Cancer Research UK actually say that we don't need to worry about the expensive brands. All we need to make sure is that our skin is protected from UVA and UVB, the two types of sun waves that I've just spoken about. And it always says that on the back of the bottle if they cover both. So we need to make sure that we're getting a cream that covers both.
And you're a mum who blogs about your travels. How do you make sure that your kids are protected in the sun and from the UV rays?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we spend a lot of time in the sun just because of the nature of what we do, travelling with our little ones. And I've got toddlers, so it's really hard to actually get them to stay still to put sun cream on. I use a disappearing colour blue roll-on cream, and that makes their skin blue momentarily. I can actually see where exactly I've applied the cream to, and they love it because it's fun. And so that's how we do their sunscreen.
That sounds quite fun. You can sort of make a game out of it, I suppose.
That's how I get them to stand still, so it's perfect.
Brilliant, yeah. So there's obviously lots of information that you've given us there, but if people want more information, where can we go to get that?
Yeah, so you can get lots of nice and easy, quick sun safety tips at calypsosun.com.